most magical Christmas light displays in Europe have been revealed, and London has been crowned the winner. This is my first Christmas in London, and it truly is magical with so many different things to do and see. So I'm gonna try my best to give you a guide to Christmas in London, where I talk about the best Christmas light displays, the stores, Christmas markets, and just other London Christmas experiences you just can't miss. So we'll start with the light displays, since that's what London was just voted the best for out of all of Europe, like I just mentioned. First up is Regent Street, which is probably an image you've seen already. These magnificent glowing angels above the streets, which are just absolutely breathtaking and so magical. Next up is Oxford Street, that has these weeping willow style lights hovering the streets with a million lit up stars everywhere. The next one is Carnaby Street, which honestly isn't traditional Christmas lights, but a super cool and funky vibe. It's very, very different, but definitely worth seeing. Last up is my personal favorite light display in London, New and Old Bond Streets. These are the streets with the expensive stores like Dior, Louis V, Tiffany's, so it has a super impressive display down the entire street with huge diamond-looking crowns hovering over the streets and super beautiful window displays. Now, since I just mentioned window displays, we'll move on to the stores section, which has some beautiful window displays, interior decor, and some Christmas shops worth visiting inside. We'll start with Selfridges, which is on Oxford Street. The outside has a few beautiful window displays, but the inside is what you really want to see here. There's an awesome display in the middle of all the main escalators and a beautiful Christmas store full of so many decorations and souvenirs to buy. Next up, we have Liberty London, which is right off Regent Street. This is a beautiful building in general, no matter what time of year it is, not just for Christmas. And honestly, the outside isn't super impressive when we're strictly talking about Christmas decor, just a few Christmas trees lining the front, but you want to head inside to see all the Christmas decor items in the Christmas shop. Next is my personal favorite, Fortnum & Mason, which is right off Piccadilly Street. The exterior is an absolute showstopper. It's a huge advent calendar and it's so stunning. Then you go inside and the magic continues. You have a cool display in the center of the staircase, plus tons of random decor to see and buy throughout the store. And last up, we have Harrods, which isn't near any of the others in central London. It's actually off Brompton Road near Kensington, filled with Christmas lights and magic both on the exterior and interior. Now let's take a look at the best Christmas markets in London, starting with Trafalgar Square. It's pretty small but has a nice backdrop, as it's literally right in the middle of the square and surrounded by the hustle and bustle of the city. Christmas music, lights, food stalls, and artisan craft stalls all fill the square, and it feels very charming. Next up, we have By the River, which is in between the London Bridge and the Tower Bridge, so you guessed it, it's along the river. This one is super cool and has so many food options. I would say it doesn't give me as much of an actual Christmas vibe as some of the others on the list, but again, with the river and Tower Bridge behind you, it's a great ambiance and tons of great food. Next up is Leicester Square, which is my personal favorite market in London. It's a separated area, so it feels like you step into this market and you've actually just been transported from London to a tiny Christmas village. It's so, so cute. So grab a cup of mulled wine or hot cider as you walk around the food stalls and see all the artisan crafts. have the South Bank Centre right next to the London Eye, so pretty much as central London as you can get. Again, tons of stalls with beautiful lights and great views. Next, I have a few honorable mentions that I've read about but haven't actually visited yet. Mayfair Christmas Market, Spitalfields Christmas Market, and King's Cross Christmas Market. Now we have our last London Christmas section, which I've labeled as other just because it doesn't actually fit into one specific category that I've already talked about. But they are definitely Christmas activities that you can't miss in London. First up is the magical Covent Garden, which as of December 1st has fake snowfall on the hour for a few minutes starting at noon every day. On top of that, there are these beautiful Christmas lights, ginormous bells and ornaments hanging from the top of Jubilee Market, and a huge Christmas tree, so it really, really is so magical. Is Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park, which costs £5 during off-peak time or £7.50 during peak times. It's basically a giant winter carnival. Really reminded me of the LA County Fair, actually, just with a little bit more of a Christmas vibe. But eat good food, go on some rides, and just soak in the Christmas feels all around you. Next up, we have ice skating, which you can do at so many locations around London, and the prices vary obviously based on the location, but some top spots to do this are at Kensington Palace, Somerset House, or Battersea Park. Now let's chat about the pub that's informally nicknamed the most Christmassy pub in all of London, the Churchill Arms. You might need sunglasses to look at this pub from the outside based on how many Christmas lights are on the exterior, but it's totally worth it. There are a million amazing Christmas things to do in London, and I can't wait to experience my first Christmas in London and come up with an even better list of Christmas things to do for next year. If you're looking for non-Christmassy things to do in London, check out this ultimate one-day London itinerary.